Hey everyone, it's your host here, Aaron Maslansky, and I just want to give you a quick warning before we start the show. You may really find that you want to move here and love it here and need to get to Skokie or Evanston or somewhere around. And don't worry, I can help you with that because I'm a realtor at Dreamtown Realty. So if you need my help, contact me after the show or during the show or whatever. Aaron at skevinston.com or call me 847-815-0352. And then once you get that home, I have a great moving and storage company, First Class Moving and Storage out of Northbrook. They are led by a terrific person, my brother, and it's just a fantastic company. They can be reached at 847-272-9988 or firstclassmovers.com, 1stclassmovers.com. Now let's start the show. Welcome to Inside the Skev, and I'm your host, Aaron Maslansky. Today, we are sitting down with Catherine Gotzik from the Maine Dempster Mile. And Catherine's been on the show before, but I want to talk with her to get an update on what's been going on in Southeast Evanston, because this is just so much fun. We're back after about a year hiatus, but now we are getting back here in the groove with Inside the Skev. And we spoke with Annie Coakley just before, and now we're going to speak with Catherine. So, Catherine, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for asking me. Very cool to tell you what's going on in the neighborhood. We're ramping back up, so lots of news to talk about.
Yes, we have optimistic, good stuff to do. So I feel like I'm getting the full breadth of Evanston. I mean, there's more areas for sure of Evanston too, and I got to get over to Skokie. But I think I mentioned this on the last time that we spoke, that Southeast Evanston, I think, is like the coolest. And
it's pretty funky and awesome.
It is. It's funky. It's crunchy. It's cool.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot going on. And, it's different than downtown, different flavor. And, what has it been like for you the past couple of years?
Oh, wow. Well, yeesh. 2 years is like 10 years, right?
In COVID land.
Yeah. I had to basically kind of learn a new job. My job went from economic development in the flood the district with people and promote and advertise and stuff like that to tracking legislation and doing casework with individual businesses and scouting resources and just anything that was really about retaining the businesses that wanted to stay in business. So that was fine, but I'm glad to be back doing the job that I signed on to do originally.
Oh, I'm sure you are. I mean, but you basically became like the expert for SBA loans, right?
Well, so I weirdly, when I graduated college, I moved to Washington, D.C. and worked for trade associations, which all have lobbying functions. And so all of my friends were lobbyists, and I had to do some was in marketing, but I had some tangential product management to do around lobbyists, and I know how to find contacts in DC and track down contact points for specific issues and browse committees to see which ones are relevant and dig for research and stuff like that. So some of those skills came back to help me when I was looking for loans, grants, mostly grants, all sorts of help, any help that could put a little capital into the pockets of the business owners, because that's what they really needed was access to capital. The whole house of cards was going to fall down if they couldn't pay their rent. The landlords use the rent to pay property taxes. The property taxes prop up all of our public services. So that chain had to stay intact, and that was the job, was just to look for resources to do that.
Do you know by any chance about how many businesses you helped that were able to get those grants, or how much money was able to be brought in?
What a great question. I did not quantify that. I can tell you that I personally helped fill out applications and really some intense casework with probably a half a dozen businesses. And then I know of another several dozen businesses that got those loans. But there's probably quite a few more out there who have them that I don't know about because they just did it they could take care of themselves. Like some businesses really needed help and others needed information. And then there were those who just had it knocked on their own. So, yeah.
What are some of the interesting ways that you saw businesses pivot during this time?
Wow. I mean, so this is where like the flavor of Southeast Evanston comes into play because there are over 200 businesses. Only about 20 or 30 of them have any regional or corporate support. It is a true mom and pop stretch.
Yeah.
So I work with over 200 business owners, and each of them has their own passions and personalities and such. All of them had to dig very deep. So there's a couple of cool ways, a couple of cool pivots that I saw in the district that immediately come to mind, and then there are dozens that I won't talk about because I've forgotten them. But virtually everybody pivoted. The first one, and the one that makes a very visual presence, is the creation of the Custer Oasis. Are you familiar with this?
No, what is that?
So on Custer Avenue, there's the La Principal is a Mexican restaurant right on the corner of Custer and Main.
Oh, you're talking about the outdoor seating.
Yeah, the outdoor seating. Yeah,
yes.
we call it the Custer Oasis. Yeah, so they joined forces with the Wine Goddess, which is right next door, and Trattoria
I need to have
DOC.
her on the show, by the way.
The Wine Goddess,
yes.
It'll be the most hilarious episode you record, I promise you. She is she's truly consumable.
She's awesome. She
in a good way.
Like an online like a wine tasting for a fundraiser that I was involved in, and she was awesome.
She's spectacular. She's charismatic. She knows exactly what she's talking about. She's so passionate. Like she's you should.
All right, I'm making
Feel
a
free
note.
if you.
We'll talk. Yeah.
I'd be happy to give you an intro if you need
Thank
it.
you. But go on.
But yeah, so the Custer. So what they did was they took dining outdoors. So everything was closed March and April. There was takeout that started in April, and I did very little to make that happen. Those businesses did it on their own. I might have done a little bit of introductions or trying to get permits in order and stuff, but making sure that they got permits in order, I should say. But they did everything. They just really hustled. They invested in dining furniture for outdoors and storage, for it when it was done. They created custom barriers. So when you walk in, they have like a gate, and they all work together. So whoever's greeting at the gate directs you to where you need to go. And they hired staff. I mean, it was not a small feat what they did. And they also just had to figure out how to make that model work. Like how do you control for weather? How do you control for heat? How do you control
they
for?
couldn't really have people inside at that point.
No, they couldn't. No, they couldn't at all. And not only that, but at least La Principal was spending a lot of time doing takeout and meals for the homeless shelters and that type of stuff. So their whole indoors was around, I don't want to call it catering, but it was a kind of a catering setup because they were doing so many mass meals.
Yeah.
So they needed their indoors to do that. And
I bet they're so happy to be back to normal.
Well, I know they are. Yes, I'm 100% sure they are. But they're not walking away from this really wonderful thing for the neighborhood. So they did it for the past couple years. The first year it was a dream. Last year was a real challenge because there was construction on Main Street. They were replacing water mains, and it was really pretty ugly.
I get the emails from Wine Goddess, and she was my God, she was so angry.
It was the worst. I mean, it was a real education in how construction works and how much control you have of a crew when they're on site, which is like, it was awful top to bottom. So it was not a dream last year, but
we're here now.
Well, we're here now,
it.
and unfortunately, there's unfortunate, and then there's kind of an eyes on the prize happy ending. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Okay.
But two things. Let me three things. All right, I'm going to tell you three things about the Custer Oasis. First of all, these businesses have scrambled and found funding to really make it cool. So there's a mural that's going to go up on that corner. They're going to put festoon lighting over it. Landscaping is going to go in on the metro tracks, and it's really going to go from kind of work with the space you got to creating their space, which is, it's only going to get better from there. So I'm thrilled that they are going to continue this. It really has made the neighborhood a destination. Number two, these are the two sad things, is that there's going to be construction again this year because the Vogue building is coming down.
Oh, right.
And an apartment building is going up. And
The Vogue.
I know. That was so smart.
Brilliant.
I love it. It really was.
Yeah.
And next year, there's going to be construction again because, and this is eyes on the prize. They're doing a Main Street improvement project. The city of Evanston, it's a public works project, and it's going to do very cool things. It's going to widen the sidewalks. It's going to improve trees. It's going to put in new street lights. It's going to put in a shared road infrastructure for bikes. I'm trying to remember. Oh, new landscaping, permeable pavers, all these very cool things. But there's going to be another.
Why didn't they do this when they tore up the street?
Because we went back and forth on that. We were like, what? They can't do this 2 years in a row. So the city actually pushed it back by a year. So it was supposed to be last summer and this summer. They couldn't do it. They couldn't do that while the street was ripped up. It's just two different projects. That would be like saying, why can't you bake a gourmet cake in this flashlight factory?
Well, I guess
you know what I mean?
My point is if they're tearing up the road and having to repave, do that at that point. But
it wasn't.
But I'm sure.
I trust I do trust them that they.
I know.
They couldn't.
I don't want to piss anybody off. That's not the point. But I guess the eye on the prize. I mean, the Vogue, that's going to be great.
It's good. Yeah, density is going to be good for all those businesses.
Absolutely is. And to be able to have an improved streetscape always improves the businesses. So
right, and so if they can just hang out for another couple of years, I know. I trust me. In some districts, you might have to really you might get people to come there and they might be disappointed by what they find, but that's not the case in our district at all. Every business is doing amazing stuff. They take so much pride in their storefronts, in their products, and their it's I guess I shouldn't say impossible, never say never, but it's really hard to find a disappointing spot.
It is.
As long as you walk in. Right, yeah. And so
the alleys, there's businesses in the alleys, Few. I mean,
although Few moved, they've gotten.
They're not there anymore.
Well, they
have another facility, don't they?
They have 4 properties in Evanston for storage, but they just got acquired by Heaven Hill.
Oh.
Yeah, and they have grown up and left the nest. They are leaving they have to have a huge commercial distilling facility now, and that space was too small. Yeah. So I don't know where they exactly landed, and they still do own and run that space. So just the other day, I saw them do an event in there. I'm knocking wood that they might find might want to open a bar in the space or have an event space or something cool like that. But I wouldn't be surprised if they don't. But also, given the staff and the ownership there, I wouldn't be surprised if they do. So anything can happen. But yes, we did lose a few. Very sad.
No, but that's a success story.
It is a success story.
That is.
I felt the same when Hune moved.
Yeah. Well, they flew the nest.
Yes, they grew up and flew the nest. They got too big.
But it just means that this area provides the environment to be able to be successful.
Yes.
If you're an entrepreneur, you've got some cool idea, you can do that there. And it's like it just feels right.
I cannot wait to see if Few does not keep ownership of that space. I am so excited to see what someone could do with it. It's such an interesting space.
It is. It's really cool.
It's so cool. It's so wonderful.
And I love what's been done with the lighting on Dempster and Chicago Avenue.
That
really
was
cool.
a main Dempster Mile joint. We put those up. We had two very, very supportive landlords who let us mess with the infrastructure of their buildings and anchor those lights. And we did it for the holidays, and it got a ton of good feedback. And in between now and then, I've been looking at them being like, oh, I put them up too soon. We.
Yeah.
Because it's really hard to activate them in the winter. In the summer, it's going to be paradise. People will go there. There's so many sidewalk cafes. Evanston Pour just opened a brand new business, which is so great. They're gonna have late night hours.
I've gotta go there.
I know, you do. I actually, I had a gift card at my office for you for there.
We were for those listening. We were supposed to meet there recently, and it didn't work out. But we will have another coffee date there.
But I have a gift card for you. And if I hadn't been running late today, I would have stopped at the office and gotten it. Yeah. When we do meet there, I'll hand it off. But they're going to be open till 11. The owners there actually had the idea to open something because they went to a concert at Space, and afterwards they're like, oh, let's go out somewhere. And there wasn't really anywhere to go out and do what they would like to do, which is just kind of have a casual wine bar and bar setting as opposed to a restaurant setting. So that's an exciting new business. And we did hold one cool event there. We're going to do a festival there on August 19th. That's our last days of summer concert is going to be held up there. And
at Space?
No,
or at Pour?
We're going to shut the street down with the festoons. Cool. Yeah, we did a nice, we did our Lunar New Year celebration. We partnered with Kitchen Table Stories, which is another cool organization if you don't know about them.
I don't?
Yeah, Kitchen Table Stories is
This is why I do this show.
Right?
Yes.
That's all things AAPI and South Asian Pacific Islander in Evanston. And the organizer there is Melissa Molitor, and she has really, really organized some amazing things. She's got a festival coming up, Umbrella Arts Festival on May 14th, just next week or the week after, which is celebrating. May is AAPI Heritage Month, and it's celebrating that. But so we did a Lunar New Year with the dragon dance and we had wish envelopes and cool things. We did that under the festoon lights, and that's going to be a really nice event space when I can find some way to activate it in the off season as well as the.
Where's that located?
The 500 block of Dempster. Oh, the Umbrella Arts is in Fountain Square.
Very cool.
You won't be able to miss it.
I'm sure not.
It's going to be nice size. It's really going to be good. So that lighting was a cool thing that we did this past year. We also were very fortunate to have a Ben Blunt designed mural installed at Washington and Custer. We wanted to do something that was social justice based after the murder of George Floyd. Mm-hmm. And Ben created a design that incorporates all of the affirmative verbs in the city's resolution to end structural racism. And that's what, like, it's, the mural is just a bunch of words. It's like the city of Evanston recognizes, believes, affirms, I forget what else it is. But there's a QR code that you can scan right there at the mural, and it says what the words mean, and you can scan and see the actual resolution that the city passed in 2019.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. And we had a beautiful, on Martin Luther King Day of this year, we had a beautiful dedication ceremony that was very well attended and well covered. And I hope it becomes a place that school kids take a field trip to learn about this moment. Or we, go back for Martin Luther King Day next year and recommit to this resolution, and it becomes a place in Southeast Evanston where people are reminded that there's work to do. So
yeah, no, there absolutely is. But I think like this area specifically, like people,
they're ready to do the work.
Ready to do the work, and everyone's, has just like a lot of motivation to make sure that things are
equity is a thing.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. That is very much a part of the neighborhood. It's not without exceptions, but I think as a whole the neighborhood is a pretty progressive neighborhood.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
probably the most
in Evanston. Maybe.
Yeah, for sure. What other cool things have gone on here that's been new?
It's mostly coming up, I should
what's
say.
Coming up?
Let me tell you what's coming up, because we're just this year ramping up. I'll start in order. So last fall, I'll tell you what we did. This is the one thing we did last year. We kicked off what I hope will become an annual event, a fall fest that included a pumpkin carving contest. And we only had 8 entrants, but I have to tell you, these pumpkins were amazing. They were amazing. Like, there was so much pumpkin carving talent. And we had a concert, an outdoor concert. There's a boxing gym that just opened up where we had it, and the boxing gym did a demo, and we just had a lot of cool community spirit happening at the Fall Fest. And so we're going to do that again this year. Yeah. And if we can work it out with the city and the health department, and we're all comfortable COVID-wise, and the city's comfortable COVID-wise, we'd like to add an apple pie baking contest to it.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
Yeah, so it's just kind of an all things fall type festival with music and vendors and opportunities to be in the neighborhood and enjoy the people who sell things in the neighborhood. That was last summer. We're doing that again in this October. Coming up just a couple of weeks, we have partnered with Evanston Made, which is the local arts and crafts, arts, I should say, nonprofit. Yes, Lisa D, to create or transform. We used to do a craft beverage crawl. We turned it into the arts and craft beverage crawl. So it's the arts and crafts crawl, and we are popping up one night only special art exhibits inside 30 businesses and serving Evanston-made craft beverages, Sketchbook beer, Fuse Spirits, Kombucha Brava.
I'll be at Sketchbook later today, actually, but the one in Skokie. But still the same.
I mean,
it's
that's another
awesome.
Talk about a pivot, right? In the middle of everything, they opened their Skokie brewery, and it is so tremendous. And they've linked the Evanston brewery to it in a couple of cool ways.
How so?
They did, I think, a bike ride from one to the other, or it might have been, it was like a beer ride, and it was so cool with the Evanston Transit Alliance, and they started at Skokie, and then I think they went to Temperance, and then they might have gone to Smiley's, and they ended at this. So they went Sketchbook to Sketchbook.
That's so cool.
But they stopped at a couple of breweries in between.
I hope they were riding safely.
Yeah, and they've also, they use Evanston businesses to pop up kitchens there. Noir de Ben has, Soul and Smoke has. They raised money for the Evanston Juneteenth parade last year. And they're able to do all of that in that space. And they're doing some cool things. They did a couple of pop-up markets in the Evanston tap room too. But the Skokie Brewery is like such a beautiful extension of this thing that started in like this tiny alley in Evanston. I'm glad they're growing, and I'm glad to see them like at more and more grocery stores where I shop. And
gives you pride, right?
It really does. They're serving at Comiskey Park now.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Or what's it called now? U.S. Cellular? Oh,
a guaranteed
what's
rate.
it? Guaranteed rate.
Yeah, I know. It's gone through a few iterations.
Yeah, so, but it's still Comiskey to me. They're serving at Comiskey now, so great success story, fantastic success story of people who kind of leaned in, doubled down, and can I actually hijack this, like,
sure, go
event
ahead.
Conversation to just point out a couple other places that I'm really proud of for doing the same thing?
Yes.
The Lucky Platter, during COVID, opened a platter pantry.
Really?
So right next door to the restaurant, there is now a kind of provisions grab and go. And they're selling things like chocolate bars, local, and it's most of it is locally made, like chocolate and seeds and rice, and they also have a refrigerated section that just serves the people in the apartment building right there, so you can buy milk or eggs or other staples like that. And then they have a whole freezer section where you can buy their meals to go. So you can get their mac and cheese, you can get the empanadas, you can get it all, and you can take it home frozen and do it. So that was a way that they were making revenue when they couldn't serve inside. And now they have both. And it's really just like, it's, again, such a smart pivot and such a wonderful addition to the neighborhood. Evanston Stitchworks, the lease was up on the store next to them, and they took it over and created a huge classroom in addition to their retail operation. So now they have a spectacular space, and they do a lot of sewing classes and such. So this was really a win-win, I think. I think that supports their business model.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think
been
who
really
else.
big. My daughter's gotten really into sewing and knitting. Like it's
kind of zen, you know,
is.
and
it's
we
not
all
a device.
Yes, we all need a way to zen out, and sewing's not a terrible way.
No.
So those are a couple of businesses that really just took the opportunity in a really risky environment to do some cool things, and that's kind of indicative of our neighborhood. Secret Treasures created an online store. This is an antique store, so everything they have is one of a kind. Imagine the amount of work that they're doing to
doing it every
load up
time.
every day. And they also sell a lot on Instagram. Like they have found a way to make their products work. In some cases, I might even say like the pandemic helped some businesses. I'm thinking of Shinsen, which is an Asian restaurant that's kind of off the beaten path for foot traffic. And so if they were just relying on foot traffic, they might have not done as well as they're doing when there were people online. I can't underestimate the power of the two Facebook groups. One's called Support Evanston Restaurants and one's called Support Evanston Shop Studios and Salons, I think.
Right. Yeah.
And so people on Support Evanston Restaurants would be like, oh, we would like Asian tonight. Where should we go? And Shinsen was an option that they wouldn't have found if they were just walking around.
Right.
And so I'm very thankful to those groups. Oh my gosh. I mean, like those groups, the amount of work I did just like helping people fill out applications and stuff like that, like I might have helped a couple of businesses. I can think of a dozen businesses that are in business today because of those pages. Those pages cannot understate the value that they had during COVID, and they're still going strong. It's really cool.
Yeah. It's an extension of the community.
It really has become an extension of the community and a retail-focused and restaurant-focused portion of a section of the community that wants to support local is engaged in supporting local, and that's been a godsend. But so let me go back to.
Yeah.
So those are just some businesses I wanted to shout out for doing some really cool things during COVID. So we have coming up this arts and craft beverage crawl. Our ticket sales are doing well. There's definitely an appetite, I think, for people to want to come out and do these things again.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Big time. And I'm hoping most people wait till the last minute to buy their tickets, which makes it really hard to plan. But I am hopeful that we will run out of all the beverages that night.
Yeah, drink up, people.
So that's happening in May. We have our summer concert series again this year. We do one concert a year in June, July, August. We do have a charity partner for 2022. This is breaking news. We just approved them yesterday. Is today Wednesday?
What do they do?
So the charity partner helps us staff our events. They provide volunteers and any kind of work we might need done, like if I need help stuffing goodie bags or if I need volunteers to stand at a door or help at check-in stations or things like that.
But what is the organization?
Oh, yes. This is the breaking news.
Yes.
It's Puerta Abierta Preschool. It's a Spanish immersion preschool.
Oh, cool.
And it's in our district. It's a hidden gem. It's inside Hemingway Church. So it's not got a storefront. It doesn't have a sign. It doesn't have anything like that. But it is one of the these assets that the community has that so few people know about. I'm thrilled that our board chose Puerta Abierta to be the charity partner so we can bring them some visibility.
Well, now people definitely know about that.
Yes, I hope so.
Because people are listening to this show.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, so they will man our gates, they'll help people, they'll direct them, they'll do stuff like that, and they can keep 100% of the gate donations.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and so it's helping to fund them, and I hope everybody finds out about them. Honestly, to me, it's just it's such a cool little thing that nobody knows about yet. So that's our summer concert series. As always, we'll join downtown Evanston for a sidewalk sale at the end of July. It's July 23rd, the 22nd through the 24th. We're doing the sidewalk sale where you can get the best prices of the year. Most things are out on tables and stuff during the sidewalk sale are $5 or less. It's really, really a way for the businesses to clear out old inventory and get ready for the holidays. So great finds.
Yeah.
In September, we will do our wine walk, which it'll be our 7th annual Lucky 7 wine walk. And that will benefit also Puerta Abierta. We will give them a chunk of our proceeds from that. I think it's 100% of profits.
Wow.
Yeah.
They must be thrilled.
I hope so. So. And they are.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
I promise you they are.
For them. Yes.
They're not sitting at home being like, darn it.
No, darn it, we're going to get all this money.
Right. And we do a raffle. We have a big raffle that we do at the wine walk, which will usually generate a couple $1,000s, and they'll get 100% of the proceeds from the raffle as well. And then Fall Fest is coming up, and then we're back to holidays. So yeah, I haven't started to work on that. I know. God.
That's so weird. Now, I have a question for
yes.
you. You guys you're doing such amazing work. And
Thank you.
You have all these great festivals and everything like that. In most communities around the country, when you have all these different types of events, is it usually because of an organization like yours, or is it is this typical?
Good question. And Annie would know better than I would because my path didn't come through this. Annie came through city planning, and I really came from the nonprofit world, so I don't know as much as she does. But I'm thinking that yes, it's going to usually be a chamber of commerce, or it might be a cluster of businesses.
Yeah.
It was a cluster of businesses that started Custer Fair back in the day. Which, by the way, one of the questions I get asked most often is, are we going to reboot Custer Fair?
Yeah, because that basically ended right what, in 2020?
2020, they announced that they were moving to Indiana.
I mean, perfect timing, right?
I wasn't so sad.
it was controversial at that time, I
guess.
But then, like, COVID happened. It's like, all right.
Yeah, we all had other priorities.
Yeah.
Yeah, they, so the answer to that question, we have an answer now. Our board has had time to chew on this. And really, we've done so many budget scenarios and like I tried to write a grant, to the state for tourism and such, and honestly, I couldn't do it. It was so. I mean, the amount of work that the budget required was, I didn't have enough hours in the day before the deadline to actually do it. So what we've talked about is, yes, we would love to reboot something that we won't call Custer Fair, but that will hopefully grow to that size and be all of the good things that Custer Fair was at its height. But we need that to start small and to build organically. And this year will be like the first seed in the process. We've actually engaged with some of the very original organizers of Custer Fair.
Yeah, different people than who left.
Yes, different people who left. It used to be Piccolo Theater. Well, first it was a cluster of stores on Custer. Then it was Piccolo Theater. And then it was like an independent organization that just wanted to keep the fair going. Yeah. They were just independent organizers. And so we are going to, this would have been the 50th anniversary of Custer Fair. So we're going to make a little announcement that says, what's old is new again. What's new is old again. And we're going to try and make some connections with it, but we want it to be new and different. Our July 16th summer concert is going to include quite a few bells and whistles other than our regular concerts. It's going to be more of a festival atmosphere. There's going to be pop-up markets. There's going to be art included. There's, all that stuff. It's also that weekend. Let me tell you, Aaron, that weekend is going to be amazing. People should mark their calendars.
July 16th.
Yeah, that's a Saturday. It would be the 15th through the 17th. But that Saturday is also the Black Business Consortium's Expo, which is going to happen over on the lakefront, I think at Dawes House.
Oh, okay.
I could be wrong, but it's going to be an open-air expo.
Because they've had that at the Levy Center before,
yes,
right? Correct.
Okay. It's going to be larger and like cooler and better. So it's that same day. And Evanston Made and downtown Evanston are doing a plein air festival, this is cool. It's apparently a thing. There's like a whole plein air underground, and plein air is spelled Plein, and then a second word is air, A-I-R, and it's French for open air.
Okay. It's so fancy.
I know, it's very fancy, but it's really rustic too, because the whole thing is this, like if you Google plein air, it's like this hugely realized practice that I've never heard of, but plein air artists will come into Evanston, or local artists will participate, and people for the weekend will sit outside and paint things in real time, and you can go and you can watch them. You can tour around to the different places that they're painting. We'll pop up activities near them. I'm popping up some community concerts. Like I'm trying to find people.
Pop up some tents just in case it rains.
I know. That's the thing. It needs to be a good weekend.
Yes.
But like there are some people. I don't know how Evanston Made and downtown are going to do it, but in other plein air festivals, there's a jury and some large prizes, like $10,000 for so it's like a big deal. And there are some artists who make a living being a plein air artist.
That's going to be so
going
much
around
fun.
to I think it is, but there's just all these different like
Oh my
things
God,
happening
like,
that weekend.
Don't leave Evanston this summer.
That's right. Especially not the 15th through the 17th.
Yeah.
And I think they're having like a final show at the Evanston Arts Center. So all parts of the city will be involved. They'll have an artist there, or they'll have a concert there, or they'll have a festival there or something. And then it culminates in this.
Well, if anybody wants to meet me, I'll be there.
Hey-o.
That's right.
I'll be there. I'll be in the southeast part, southeast Evanston part. But yeah, so like really things are blooming. The city is doing some really cool things with the American Rescue Plan Fund, including like clean teaming, like hiring a clean team for some of the business districts that need a little extra love.
Yeah.
I know we'll see that on Main Street, or at least they're proposing it for Main Street. It hasn't passed council or anything like that. But they're really being extremely collaborative about doing public works types things that make the street safe, clean, and green, landscaping. They've asked for funding for a retail study of the city to look at our place management assets, meaning the Custer Oasis that I just described, and how they're going to build that out and really make it a destination. They're looking at, are there any other assets in the city that could be done the same way? I'm inspired to think of a Palm House down on Howard Street is right across the street from Peckish Pig.
Yep.
Can you string some festoon lights between the two of them?
Oh, that would be
and
fantastic.
Right? Like,
yes.
you know, that immediately comes to mind and makes a lot of sense. And the city is going to be looking into that and hopefully dedicating some money to doing some of those things. They'll also come back with lots of other sort of more pedestrian findings, like leakage studies. What are people leaving Evanston to get?
Yeah.
What are opportunities that we have that we're missing?
This is the perfect time to do it.
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is. Because, you know, retail is going through a change. Restaurants are going through a change, and understanding how to change for the next 10 years or 20 years, you know.
And how to best support that.
And how to best support is a really, we'll be feeding this information to the businesses, though. Make no mistake. Like, we'll tell them, here are the findings of this business, and here are the markets that, you know, if you're not already serving them, you might have we'll try and give them as much information, and then they'll flow it back to us, too. Because it really does. Like, we would not have been able to do the Custer Oasis. The Main Dempster Mile would not have been able to do it.
No.
Because we would not have been able to hire staff to sanitize tables. We would not have been able to hire, you know, rent tables to, or have a storage area. Like, we would not have been able to do that. It had to be businesses who were willing to make an investment and do it for themselves. But I can support it. I can promote it. I can brand it. I can sell it. I can, you know, all those things. That's what I can do. And hopefully, like, when people come to this one destination like that, like all the boats in the ocean will rise near there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever think a hotel in the area would be helpful?
I do sometimes. Well, I come from the corporate world, and I see opportunities for, like, I mean, I would have loved a corporate event on Dempster Street or Main Street. I'm thinking of Dempster because there's a ton of restaurants that are very close to each other. But San Diego,
by space.
yeah. Well, so San Diego has the Gas Lamp District,
Right.
which is not that different than Dempster Street or Main Street. It's more nicely built. There's a lot more. It's like the common facades and things like that, but they sell that district, and they like have 30,000 people come in for, you know, and they
have a conference center there.
They have a conference center there, but they also, like, I've been to conferences there where they all the bars are closed except to this conference.
Yeah.
And you walk around and you drink. It's like a pub crawl just for your conference. Like,
Yeah.
I would love to sell something like that in our district. There are pockets that are perfect for it.
There are. I mean, as we're talking about this and you're talking about events and things like that, like, it just sounds perfect to have something like that. And then, you could, and the restaurants and everything just builds upon it. And,
Right.
the land there along Chicago Avenue, I just think specifically because you're able to do, condo buildings or apartments,
Yeah.
and there's going to be more apartments by
Yep.
where the auto barn was. When is that starting, by the way?
Good question. I'm not sure it's starting. I think that's
Oh.
up in the air.
Oh, well, hotel.
I could be right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like putting something right there would be perfect to launch people in each direction. Yeah.
Yeah, and then that tie that with the fair and everything else. I mean, I just like even like businesses like Monarch Fitness is something that like opened up in
during the pandemic.
They were around before, but she opened up during the pandemic, and it fits so many different business models. And like that's why I'm just thinking.
No, there's
hotel.
very little that you have to leave the district to get.
Yeah, there's not much leakage.
Right. I think we could have some more apparel. Maybe we only have one shoe store and it sells running shoes, but that's it. I mean, like everything else you could do.
Murphy's.
Murphy's Fit. Yes. Yeah. So I mean,
it's a great place to shop. It's a great place to live.
Yes.
I want to remind everybody that
Thank you.
if you want to live there, I'll help you get a house there.
This really is. I mean,
yes.
I've been told by other real estate agents it's a very hot area.
It is. It is such a hot area. I've helped people, throughout the area there and it's an easy sell. So like, I helped somebody buy something at Chicago Avenue Place, corner of Chicago and Dempster, and I'm telling them. Across the street, you've got Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
You've got Space.
Yes.
You've got Blind Faith Cafe.
Yeah.
I'm like pitching the main Dempster mile.
Thank you.
It's the easiest. Thank you. I seriously. But it is just such a wonderful place, and I feel like now I hope we are getting into this new normal.
Yeah.
And like, just my God, like it sounds like so much fun. It is a fun.
It's a really fun neighborhood. Everybody there is game. There's very few people who are not game to do something weird.
Yes, keep it weird. It's like the Austin of Evanston.
I think it's not without its challenges. I don't want to stop people from living there. But everything that's happening right now, like there are complaints about panhandling on Main Street quite a bit and Dempster Street, but Main is kind of acute. But that's the reason that the city is investing in a clean team and some ambassadors and some, people who can call that stuff in, who are responsible for the street.
Right.
And
help people out.
Yeah, exactly. So even these challenges that we have, there's so much willingness to work on it and collaborate. The Custer Oasis, those funds are coming in great part from the city. I shouldn't say that. They're from the TIF, but the city is granting access to the TIF funds. We're doing the mural, but that's totally collaborative. The businesses are doing all the real cool stuff, which is the food and drinks and the space. But like, that's a beautiful collaboration, and
they're making it work.
Yes.
So if people want to find out more, where should they go? What do they follow? All that kind of good stuff.
Thank you very much. So maindumpstermile.com is the website, and we have a very robust Facebook page, Main Dumpster Mile. We have a very good Instagram page, Main Dumpster Mile. And a little used Twitter account.
Yeah, Twitter's just strictly for doom scrolling. That's where I like to really get anxious.
Honestly, whenever there's like a helicopter in the sky, I go to Twitter. But otherwise,
Twitter. Yeah, exactly. Other than that.
Yeah, and I actually spoke to someone this morning about a TikTok channel. I would love to
I did too, actually.
Yeah, it's it's fun. I mean, like if you're in the right algorithm, it's really fun.
Yeah, then you're gonna millions of views. But I don't
Right?
know. It's
Yeah,
like crazy.
It
So
is.
many
It is
different
very
things.
crazy. But if you can capitalize on it, like that would be a way to make a brand. And I would love for people to understand where they're coming before they come there. I would love for them to think of it as a destination, like they think of Wicker Park as a destination, or Andersonville as a destination. So yeah, we continue to invest and continue to support and continue to respond when businesses need it or neighbors need it, and hopefully we just get better from here. I think the future is
you will.
bright.
The future is very bright.
Yeah.
Well, Catherine, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you.
And I learned a hell of a lot, and I hope all of you guys did too. And I can't wait for the summer.
Neither can I. I'm so excited.
It'll be awesome.
You bet.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.